I Am Silent, written and published by I Am Audiobooks. True silence is an art that goes far beyond merely keeping quiet. It's a state of being that radiates power, confidence, and magnetic attraction. When mastered correctly, silence becomes your greatest ally in attracting success across all areas of life. The journey to authentic silence begins with understanding that it's not about suppressing your voice or thoughts, but rather about cultivating a peaceful inner state that naturally manifests as outer calm. This type of silence draws others toward you because it communicates self-assurance and wisdom. Unlike forced silence, which often stems from fear or insecurity, authentic silence comes from a place of strength and inner knowing. Consider the difference between someone who remains quiet because they're afraid to speak and someone who chooses silence because they're confident in their position. The energy they emit is entirely different. The first person's silence repels success because it broadcasts weakness, while the second person's silence attracts success because it emanates power. Lesson 1. How to be truly silent in a way that attracts success. To develop authentic silence, start by observing your current relationship with quiet moments. Do you feel uncomfortable when conversation lulls? Do you rush to fill empty spaces with words? These reactions often indicate an underlying discomfort with silence that needs to be addressed. Begin practicing small moments of intentional silence throughout your day. When someone asks you a question, take a breath before responding. When you're in a meeting, allow yourself to pause and think before contributing. The psychology of attractive silence is rooted in self-trust and emotional security. When you're truly comfortable with silence, you demonstrate that you don't need external validation or constant interaction to feel worthy. This quiet confidence becomes magnetic to others, who subconsciously recognize and respect your inner strength. Developing this type of silence requires regular practice. Start your day with 5 minutes of complete silence. No phone, no music, no distractions. Just sit with your thoughts and observe them without judgment. As you become more comfortable with these quiet moments, gradually increase their duration. Notice how this practice begins to affect your interactions with others. In conversations, practice active listening without immediately jumping to respond. This form of silence shows respect for others' words while giving you time to process information more deeply. You'll find that your responses become more thoughtful and impactful, naturally drawing others to value your input more highly. The power of authentic silence also lies in its ability to create space for opportunities. When you're not constantly filling the air with words, you become more attuned to subtle cues and chances that others might miss. This heightened awareness, combined with your calm presence, positions you perfectly to recognize and seize successful opportunities when they arise. Authentic silence isn't about being mysterious or playing games. It's about developing genuine inner peace that naturally translates into outer composure. This state of being attracts success because it communicates that you're centered, confident, and capable of handling whatever comes your way. As you cultivate this practice, you'll notice that people begin to treat you differently. They'll tend to share more meaningful information with you, seek your opinion more often, and naturally gravitate toward your presence. This is because authentic silence creates a space of trust and depth that others instinctively want to be part of. True silence, when practiced consistently, becomes a powerful force of attraction in your life. It draws success toward you by creating an aura of wisdom, strength, and inner peace that others both respect and desire to emulate. Through careful cultivation of this skill, you'll find yourself naturally attracting the very opportunities and relationships that lead to greater success in all areas of your life. Lesson 2. The powerful art of being quiet and silent in a noisy world. In today's hyper-connected world, finding genuine moments of silence has become increasingly rare and precious. Our environment constantly bombards us with notifications, advertisements, conversations, and an endless stream of digital noise that demands our attention. Yet, mastering the art of being quiet and silent amid this chaos is not just possible. It's essential for our well-being and success. The modern world has programmed us to fear silence and empty spaces. We instinctively reach for our phones during quiet moments, turn on background music while working, or fill conversation gaps with unnecessary words. This constant noise has become so normalized that many people feel uncomfortable or anxious when confronted with true silence. However, this discomfort is precisely why cultivating silence has become more valuable than ever. Creating silent spaces in your daily life begins with small, intentional choices. Start by identifying moments in your routine where you can incorporate pockets of silence. Your morning commute, for instance, can transform from a time of podcast listening or music streaming into a period of peaceful reflection. Instead of immediately checking your phone upon waking, spend the first 15 minutes of your day in complete silence, allowing your mind to naturally awaken and prepare for the day ahead. Digital silence has emerged as a crucial component of modern quiet practice. This doesn't necessarily mean completely disconnecting from technology, but rather establishing boundaries that protect your mental space. Consider implementing silent hours for your devices, where notifications are turned off as social media access is restricted. This digital silence creates room for deeper focus, creativity, and personal reflection. Building a silence routine requires patience and consistency. Begin by designating specific times during your day for silent practice. This might mean finding a quiet corner in your office for 10 minutes between meetings, taking a silent walk during lunch break, or creating a technology-free zone in your home, where silence is the default state. These dedicated spaces and times for silence become anchors in your day, providing necessary respite from the constant noise. The practice of silence extends beyond merely avoiding external noise. It involves cultivating an inner quietness that remains steady regardless of your surroundings. This inner silence allows you to maintain clarity and composure, even in chaotic environments. Through regular practice, you'll develop the ability to access this internal quiet space at will, making it a powerful tool for handling stress, making decisions, and maintaining focus. One often overlooked aspect of silence practice is its social dimension. In group settings, being the person who can comfortably maintain silence often commands respect and attention. Rather than feeling pressured to fill every moment with conversation, learning to appreciate shared silence can deepen connections and create more meaningful interactions. This skill is particularly valuable in professional settings, where thoughtful silence can be more impactful than constant participation. Creating a physical environment that supports silence is equally important. Consider how your living and working spaces either contribute to or detract from your ability to find quiet moments. Simple adjustments like using sound-absorbing materials, reorganizing furniture to create quiet corners, or establishing designated silent areas can significantly impact your ability to practice silence effectively. The art of being quiet and silent in a noisy world ultimately becomes a form of self-care and personal empowerment. As you develop this practice, you'll notice enhanced clarity of thought, improved decision-making abilities, and a stronger connection to your inner wisdom. The noise of the modern world may be persistent, but through conscious practice and dedication, you can create an oasis of silence that sustains and strengthens you, regardless of external circumstances. Lesson 3. What it really means when someone chooses silence. Silence speaks volumes, carrying messages deeper than words could ever convey. When someone chooses silence, they're communicating through one of humanity's most sophisticated languages. This deliberate choice reveals layers of meaning that, once understood, can transform our relationships and interactions. The decision to remain silent often stems from complex emotional and psychological states. Some choose silence as a form of self-preservation, creating a protective barrier between themselves and potential emotional harm. Others use it as a tool for processing information, taking time to formulate thoughtful responses, rather than reactive replies. In many cases, silence represents inner strength and emotional maturity, showing the ability to resist immediate gratification through speech. There exists a spectrum of silence, each type carrying its own significance. Contemplative silence indicates deep thought and careful consideration, often seen in professional settings or during important decision-making moments. Emotional silence might appear during times of intense feelings, whether positive or negative, when words seem inadequate to express the depth of one's experience. Strategic silence emerges in negotiations or conflicts, where withholding words creates space for others to fill or reflect. Understanding silence signals requires attention to context and nonverbal cues. A person's body language, facial expressions, and overall demeanor provide crucial information about their silent state. Crossed arms with averted eyes might indicate defensive silence, while a slight smile with direct eye contact could suggest comfortable, confident silence. These nuances help us interpret the true meaning behind someone's choice to remain quiet. Cultural factors significantly influence how silence is used and interpreted. In some societies, silence is highly valued and considered a sign of wisdom and respect. In others, it might be viewed with suspicion or discomfort. This cultural dimension adds another layer of complexity to understanding silence, making it essential to consider cultural context when interpreting silent behavior. In relationships, silence often serves as a mirror, reflecting deeper dynamics and unspoken feelings. When a partner chooses silence, it might indicate trust in the relationship's security, allowing space for emotional processing. Alternatively, it could signal disconnection or unresolved conflict that needs addressing. The key lies in understanding the pattern and context of silence within the specific relationship. Professional settings offer another dimension to silent behavior. When colleagues or superiors choose silence, it might represent careful evaluation, strategic thinking, or power dynamics at play. In meetings, someone's silence could indicate disagreement, deep consideration, or even silent leadership, where presence speaks louder than words. The digital age has introduced new forms of silence, such as not responding to messages or maintaining social media silence. These modern manifestations carry their own meanings and implications, often reflecting boundaries, priorities, or digital wellness choices. Understanding digital silence has become increasingly important in our connected world. Learning to read silence accurately requires developing emotional intelligence and observational skills. It involves paying attention to patterns, understanding context, and recognizing that silence isn't empty. It's filled with meaning waiting to be understood. This skill becomes particularly valuable in negotiations, relationships, and professional settings where unspoken communication plays a crucial role. The choice of silence can also reflect personal growth and self-awareness. Those who choose silence often demonstrate emotional regulation, strategic thinking, and the confidence to exist comfortably without constant verbal expression. This conscious choice shows maturity and understanding of silence's power in human interaction. By deepening our understanding of what it means when someone chooses silence, we enhance our ability to navigate relationships, professional situations, and personal growth more effectively. This knowledge transforms silence from a simple absence of sound into a rich, meaningful form of communication that can strengthen connections and create more profound understanding between people. Lesson 4. The critical moments when silence is your greatest power. In life, there are pivotal moments when silence becomes your most formidable asset. These moments often arrive unexpectedly, presenting opportunities where your restraint from speaking can yield extraordinary results. Understanding and identifying these critical moments is essential for leveraging silence as a powerful tool in your personal and professional life. One of the most significant moments where silence holds immense power is during negotiations. When a proposal is presented, the natural instinct is to respond immediately. However, a well-timed pause can create pressure on the other party, often leading them to improve their offer or reveal additional information. This strategic use of silence demonstrates confidence and control, making others more likely to concede to your position. Emotional situations represent another crucial arena where silence becomes invaluable. During heated arguments or confrontations, maintaining silence can prevent escalation and allow tensions to dissipate naturally. This doesn't mean becoming passive or avoiding conflict entirely, but rather choosing the precise moment to respond. The space created by silence allows both parties to process their emotions and approach the situation with greater clarity. Professional settings offer numerous opportunities where silence can be your greatest ally. In meetings, the person who speaks less but contributes meaningfully often commands more respect than those who dominate the conversation. When faced with criticism or challenging questions, taking a moment of silence before responding demonstrates thoughtfulness and emotional intelligence. This approach helps build a reputation for wisdom and measured judgment. The power of silence becomes particularly evident during decision-making processes. When pressed to make important choices, silence allows you to resist the pressure of immediate responses and evaluate options thoroughly. This is especially important in business dealings, where hasty decisions can have long-lasting consequences. Your silence in these moments communicates that you take the matter seriously and won't be rushed into decisions. Interpersonal relationships benefit greatly from strategic silence. When someone shares personal information or seeks advice, the natural tendency is to offer immediate solutions or share similar experiences. However, maintaining silence creates space for deeper sharing and demonstrates genuine listening. This builds trust and strengthens connections more effectively than constant verbal engagement. Crisis situations often call for silent strength. When chaos erupts, the person who maintains calm silence while others react emotionally emerges as a natural leader. This composed silence helps others regain their equilibrium and creates an environment where clear thinking can prevail. It's in these moments that silence demonstrates true leadership qualities. Social gatherings present unique opportunities for powerful silence. While others compete for attention through constant talking, selective silence makes you more intriguing and memorable. People become curious about your thoughts and perspectives, leading them to value your words more when you do speak. This creates a natural magnetism that draws others to you. Performance reviews and salary negotiations are critical moments where silence can significantly impact outcomes. When receiving feedback or discussing compensation, resisting the urge to immediately defend or explain yourself can lead to better results. Instead, letting silence fill the space often prompts others to elaborate or improve their offers. The digital age has created new contexts where silence holds power. In online communications, resisting the urge to immediately respond to provocative messages or engaging in social media debates can protect your reputation and energy. This digital silence demonstrates emotional maturity and helps maintain professional relationships in an increasingly connected world. Recognizing these critical moments requires practice and awareness. Start by observing situations where others fill silence with unnecessary words. Notice how this often weakens their position or diminishes their impact. Then, gradually implement strategic silence in your own interactions, paying attention to how it influences outcomes and relationships. With time, you'll develop an intuitive sense for those powerful moments when silence truly is your greatest asset. Lesson 5 is being silent always good. While silence can be a powerful tool for personal growth and success, it's essential to understand that it isn't always the best approach in every situation. Like any powerful force, silence must be wielded with wisdom and discernment. There are times when speaking up isn't just appropriate, it's necessary for our well-being and the greater good. Consider situations involving injustice or abuse. Remaining silent in these circumstances can perpetuate harm and enable wrongdoing. When we witness discrimination, harassment, or unethical behavior, our voice becomes a crucial instrument for change. Breaking silence in these moments isn't just about speaking up, it's about standing up for what's right and protecting ourselves and others. The key lies in understanding the difference between strategic silence and passive silence. Strategic silence is a conscious choice made from a position of strength, while passive silence often stems from fear, insecurity, or avoidance. When we remain silent out of fear of confrontation or conflict, we may miss opportunities for growth, connection, and positive change. In personal relationships, perpetual silence can create emotional distance and misunderstandings. While taking time to process emotions before responding is valuable, maintaining prolonged silence can damage trust and intimacy. Healthy relationships require open communication, vulnerability, and the ability to express both positive and negative feelings appropriately. Professional settings also demand a balanced approach to silence. While strategic silence can be powerful in negotiations and decision-making, failing to speak up about important issues, share valuable insights, or contribute to team discussions can limit career growth and organizational success. Leaders who remain silent when guidance is needed may create uncertainty and anxiety among their team members. The ethics of silence present another important consideration. Sometimes silence can be a form of complicity. When we know something is wrong but choose to remain silent, we become part of the problem. This extends beyond obvious ethical violations to subtle forms of misconduct or harmful behaviors that persist because people choose not to address them. Breaking silence effectively requires skill and timing. It's about choosing the right moment, using appropriate language, and maintaining composure while expressing ourselves. The goal isn't to break silence for its own sake, but to communicate in a way that serves a purpose and creates positive change. There's also the matter of inner silence versus outer silence. While maintaining inner calm and peace is generally beneficial, expressing our thoughts and feelings can be equally important for mental and emotional health. Suppressing our voice consistently can lead to stress, anxiety, and even physical health problems. The most powerful approach is learning to balance silence with speech. This means developing the wisdom to know when to remain quiet and when to speak up, understanding the potential impact of both choices, and making conscious decisions rather than defaulting to either extreme. In practice, this might mean remaining silent during a heated argument, but speaking up later when emotions have cooled. It could mean listening quietly during a meeting, but sharing important insights at the right moment. It might involve staying silent while others process information, but breaking that silence to ensure clarity and understanding. The surprising truth about silence is that its power lies not in its constant application, but in its strategic use. Like any tool, its effectiveness depends on how and when we choose to use it. The goal isn't to be silent always, but to be intentional about our silence and our speech, using both to create positive outcomes in our lives and the lives of others. Understanding these nuances allows us to use silence more effectively, while recognizing when breaking silence serves a higher purpose. This balanced approach enables us to maintain our personal power while fulfilling our responsibilities to ourselves and others, creating a more authentic and effective way of navigating life's challenges and opportunities. Lesson 6. How strategic silence can transform your entire life. The strategic use of silence holds transformative power across every aspect of life, acting as a catalyst for profound personal evolution. In personal relationships, silence creates space for deeper understanding and emotional connection. When we resist the urge to fill every moment with words, we allow others to fully express themselves and feel truly heard. This simple act strengthens bonds, builds trust, and creates more meaningful connections with loved ones. In the professional realm, strategic silence becomes a powerful tool for career advancement. During meetings, those who speak less but with more intention often command greater respect and attention. By carefully choosing when to contribute, your words carry more weight and impact. This measured approach helps establish you as a thoughtful leader, rather than someone who speaks simply to be heard. Silent observation also allows you to better understand office dynamics, making it easier to navigate workplace relationships and politics effectively. Financial decisions benefit tremendously from periods of intentional silence. The noise of market speculation, trending investments, and constant financial news can cloud judgment and lead to impulsive choices. By stepping back into silence, You create mental space to evaluate options objectively and make decisions aligned with your long-term goals. This silent contemplation helps avoid emotional trading and promotes more strategic financial planning. The transformation of emotional well-being through silence is particularly profound. In moments of stress, anger, or confusion, silence provides a sanctuary for processing emotions and gaining clarity. Rather than reacting immediately to triggering situations, strategic silence allows you to respond from a place of wisdom and understanding. This practice develops emotional intelligence and resilience, leading to better mental health and more balanced responses to life's challenges. Spiritual growth flourishes in silence. Whether through meditation, prayer, or simple quiet reflection, silence creates a bridge to deeper self-awareness and connection with your inner wisdom. This spiritual dimension of silence transcends religious boundaries, offering universal access to profound personal insights and understanding. Regular periods of spiritual silence help align actions with values and maintain perspective on life's bigger picture. Strategic silence also enhances decision-making abilities across all areas of life. By creating quiet space before making important choices, you access clearer thinking and stronger intuition. This practice helps filter out external influences and societal pressures, allowing you to make choices that truly reflect your authentic desires and goals. The transformative power of silence extends to creativity and problem-solving. When the mind isn't constantly processing external input, it naturally enters states of deeper creativity and innovation. Solutions to complex problems often emerge during periods of quiet contemplation, rather than active analysis. This silent approach to creativity can break through stubborn challenges in both personal and professional contexts. Physical health improves through strategic silence as well. Regular periods of quiet reduce stress hormones, lower blood pressure, and promote better sleep patterns. This physiological response to silence creates a foundation for better overall health and enhanced daily performance in all life areas. Building a life strategy around selective silence doesn't mean becoming completely non-verbal or withdrawing from engagement. Instead, it means developing awareness of when silence serves better than speech, when reflection trumps reaction, and when quiet presence outweighs active participation. This balanced approach to silence becomes a powerful tool for personal transformation, creating positive change that ripples through every aspect of life. As you incorporate strategic silence into different life areas, you'll notice a natural synchronization of your goals and actions. This alignment, born from quiet clarity, helps manifest desired outcomes more effectively than constant activity or speech. The transformation happens gradually but profoundly, creating lasting positive change in relationships, career, finances, emotional well-being, and spiritual growth. Lesson 7. Why going silent actually increases your manifestation power. The connection between silence and manifestation is profound, yet often overlooked in our pursuit of creating the life we desire. When we embrace silence, we activate powerful neurological processes that enhance our ability to manifest our deepest desires and goals. This phenomenon occurs because silence creates the perfect environment for our thoughts to crystallize and our intentions to gain strength. During periods of silence, our brainwaves naturally shift into alpha and theta states, which are directly linked to enhanced creativity, intuition, and manifestation abilities. These brain states allow us to access our subconscious mind more effectively, where the real power of manifestation resides. When we quiet the constant chatter of our conscious mind, we create space for our desires to take root and grow without the interference of doubt, fear, or limiting beliefs. The practice of silent manifestation works through a combination of focused intention and energetic alignment. When we sit in silence, our body's electromagnetic field becomes more coherent and powerful. This increased coherence allows us to broadcast our desires more clearly to the universe, much like a radio transmitter with a clear signal. The absence of external noise and internal dialogue enables our thoughts to maintain their pure, undiluted frequency. Scientists have observed that during silent meditation, the brain's neural pathways become more organized and efficient. This reorganization enhances our ability to maintain focus on our desires and goals, making them more likely to manifest. The practice of silent visualization becomes particularly powerful in this state, as our mind can create detailed, vivid images without distraction. These mental images carry stronger emotional charges, which are essential for effective manifestation. The power of silent manifestation also lies in its ability to align our conscious and subconscious minds. When we're constantly talking or thinking about our desires, we often create resistance through overthinking or doubt. In contrast, silence allows our desires to sink deeply into our subconscious mind, where they can work with our natural manifestation abilities rather than against them. This alignment creates a powerful forward momentum toward our goals. Silent meditation specifically enhances manifestation by activating the pineal gland, often called the third eye in spiritual traditions. This small but crucial gland produces melatonin and other neurochemicals that influence our consciousness and ability to connect with higher frequencies of manifestation. Regular periods of silence stimulate the pineal gland, potentially increasing our natural manifestation abilities. The practice of silent manifestation also works through the principle of quantum entanglement. When we're silent, our thoughts become more focused and coherent, creating stronger quantum connections with the possibilities we wish to manifest. This focused energy creates a more powerful attraction field around us, drawing our desires closer to physical reality. The silence acts as a catalyst, accelerating the manifestation process by removing the static of scattered thoughts and conflicting intentions. One of the most remarkable aspects of silent manifestation is its compound effect over time. Each period of silent focus builds upon previous sessions, creating an increasingly powerful manifestation field. This cumulative effect explains why people who regularly practice silent meditation often report experiencing synchronicities or lucky coincidences that lead them toward their desires. The relationship between silence and increased manifestation power also extends to our emotional state. In silence, we naturally begin to resonate with higher vibrational emotions like peace, joy, and gratitude. These emotions are powerful attractors that accelerate the manifestation process. The calm, centered state achieved through silence allows us to maintain these high-frequency emotions more consistently, creating a stable foundation for manifesting our desires. The practice of silent manifestation represents a return to our natural state of being, where we are fully aligned with our creative power. By embracing silence, we tap into the infinite potential of the universe and enhance our ability to bring our desires into physical reality. This sacred practice of silent manifestation connects us with the eternal wisdom that has always known. In silence lies our greatest power to create and manifest the life we truly desire. Lesson 8. The Silent Attraction Method that brings everything you desire. The Silent Attraction Method is a powerful approach that combines the principles of silence with the laws of attraction to manifest your desires. This method works by creating a unique energetic field around you that naturally draws opportunities, relationships, and success toward you without the need for constant verbal expression or forceful action. At its core, the Silent Attraction Method operates on the premise that your energy speaks louder than your words. When you maintain silence while holding clear intentions, you create a magnetic presence that others naturally respond to. This method begins with cultivating inner stillness, where you first identify exactly what you want to attract into your life. Instead of constantly talking about your goals or sharing your plans with others, you hold these desires quietly within yourself, allowing them to gain strength in the silence. The implementation of this method requires a deliberate practice of what we call attractive silence. This isn't about being passive or withdrawn, but rather about maintaining a confident, peaceful presence that draws others toward you. When you resist the urge to fill every moment with words, you create space for others to be drawn into your orbit. This magnetic silence is particularly powerful in professional settings, where those who speak less but carry themselves with quiet confidence often command the most respect and influence. Many people who have successfully used this method report that their manifestations began occurring more rapidly once they stopped talking about their goals and instead focused on silent, unwavering belief. Consider Sarah, a business executive who had been vocal about wanting a promotion for months without success. When she switched to the silent attraction method, maintaining quiet confidence while continuing to perform excellently, she received an unexpected promotion within 2 months. The method also involves what we call silent programming, the practice of programming your subconscious mind through periods of intentional silence. During these times, rather than verbalizing your desires, you simply hold them in your mind while maintaining complete silence. This creates a deeper connection between your conscious desires and your subconscious mind, which is ultimately responsible for attracting opportunities and circumstances that align with your goals. One common pitfall to avoid is mistaking passive silence for attractive silence. Some practitioners initially withdraw completely, thinking that any form of silence will work. However, attractive silence is an active state. You remain fully engaged with your environment while choosing not to speak unless necessary. Your presence should remain strong and noticeable, even in your silence. The silent attraction method also incorporates physical stillness at strategic moments. When you receive information, opportunities, or even challenges, taking a moment of complete physical and mental stillness before responding can dramatically increase your attractive power. This pause creates a space where your natural magnetism can operate without interference from reactive thoughts or emotions. Another essential aspect of this method is the practice of silent gratitude. Instead of verbally expressing thanks for everything you want to attract, maintain a quiet, deep feeling of gratitude throughout your day. This silent appreciation creates a powerful, attractive force that accelerates manifestation. The most successful practitioners of the silent attraction method have found that it works best when combined with consistent action. While maintaining silence about your goals, you continue taking steady steps toward them. The difference is that these actions are no longer accompanied by constant discussion or announcement of your intentions. This creates a mysterious and attractive energy around your achievements that naturally draws more success toward you. The silent attraction method is not about never speaking. It's about understanding when silence carries more power than words and using that knowledge to create a magnetic presence that naturally attracts your desires. Through consistent practice, you'll develop an intuitive sense of when to maintain silence and how to use it as a tool for manifestation. Lesson 9. How successful people use silence to get what they want. Throughout history, the most influential and successful people have mastered the art of strategic silence to achieve their goals. From business titans to spiritual leaders, these people understand that silence isn't merely the absence of speech. It's a powerful tool for manifesting desires and commanding respect. Steve Jobs was renowned for his use of silence during negotiations and product presentations. He would often pause for extended periods, creating anticipation and weight behind his words. This technique, known as the Jobs pause, became legendary in Silicon Valley. During crucial negotiations, he would remain silent after hearing proposals, making others uncomfortable enough to offer better terms or reveal more information than they initially intended. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors, spends hours in silence reading and contemplating investment decisions. His famous quote, "The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient, reflects his silent, methodical approach to wealth building. He demonstrates how silence enables clear thinking and helps avoid the noise of market hysteria and popular opinion. Mother Teresa's silent approach to leadership inspired millions and attracted substantial support for her cause. She rarely engaged in political debates or public controversies, letting her actions speak louder than words. This silent strength drew people to her mission and helped her accomplish what countless loud campaigns could not. Successful negotiators consistently employ silence as a tactical tool. They understand that the first person to break silence often gives away their position of power. By remaining quiet after making or receiving an offer, they create space for the other party to reconsider their stance or make concessions. This technique is particularly effective in salary negotiations, where silence after stating your desired figure can lead to better outcomes than continuing to justify your worth. In the corporate world, successful CEOs often use silence to maintain authority and control in meetings. Instead of immediately responding to proposals or challenges, they take time to observe, process, and then deliver measured responses. This approach not only leads to better decision-making, but also establishes their presence as thoughtful leaders rather than reactive managers. Political leaders who master silence often achieve more significant diplomatic victories than their more vocal counterparts. Nelson Mandela's time in prison taught him the value of measured responses and strategic silence. When he emerged, his careful use of words and deliberate silent moments made his messages more impactful and helped unite a divided nation. Successful people also use silence as a learning tool. They understand that you can't learn while speaking, so they often choose to listen and observe. This approach helps them gather valuable information, understand different perspectives, and make more informed decisions. Many successful entrepreneurs attribute their ability to spot opportunities to their practice of silent observation and active listening. The practice of silent confidence is another trait common among successful people. They don't feel compelled to defend their achievements or constantly remind others of their capabilities. Instead, they let their work and results speak for themselves. This quiet confidence often attracts more opportunities and respect than vocal self-promotion. Successful people also understand the power of silence in personal relationships. They know when to hold back opinions, when to listen without offering solutions, and when silence can heal better than words. This emotional intelligence, rooted in strategic silence, helps them build stronger networks and more meaningful connections. By studying these patterns of successful people, we can learn to implement similar strategies in our own lives. The key is understanding that silence isn't passive. It's an active choice that, when used strategically, can help us achieve our goals more effectively than constant communication. Whether in negotiations, leadership, or personal growth, mastering the art of silence, like successful people do, can significantly impact our ability to get what we want in life. Lesson 10. The science behind why silence makes you more powerful. The scientific evidence supporting the power of silence is both fascinating and compelling. Research has consistently shown that periods of silence create profound changes in our brain and body, leading to enhanced cognitive abilities, emotional regulation, and overall well-being. These physiological changes directly contribute to our personal power and effectiveness in various aspects of life. When we experience silence, our brain undergoes remarkable transformations. Studies conducted at regenerative research institutes have demonstrated that 2 hours of silence daily stimulates the growth of new cells in the hippocampus, the brain region associated with learning, memory, and emotional regulation. This neurogenesis process enhances our mental capabilities and emotional resilience, providing us with greater control over our responses and decisions. The impact of silence on our stress response system is equally significant. During periods of silence, cortisol levels naturally decrease, while the production of beneficial hormones like oxytocin and serotonin increases. This hormonal balance creates an optimal state for clear thinking, decision-making, and maintaining personal authority in challenging situations. Researchers have observed that people who regularly practice silence exhibit lower blood pressure, reduced heart rate, and improved immune system function. Brain imaging studies reveal that silence activates the default mode network, DEM, a crucial neural circuit that enables deep reflection, creative problem solving, and enhanced self-awareness. When the DEM is engaged during silent periods, Our brain processes past experiences, consolidates memories, and generates innovative solutions to complex problems. This heightened mental state contributes directly to our ability to exercise influence and make impactful decisions. The psychological benefits of silence extend beyond individual well-being. Studies in social psychology have shown that people who effectively use silence in their interactions are perceived as more authoritative, thoughtful, and trustworthy. This perception stems from the human tendency to associate measured responses and comfortable silence with wisdom and confidence. The ability to remain silent triggers respect and attention from others, naturally increasing one's social and professional influence. Research in organizational behavior has revealed that leaders who incorporate strategic silence into their communication style achieve better outcomes in negotiations and team management. The pause that silence creates allows for better information processing, reduces emotional reactivity, and creates space for more considered responses. This scientific finding explains why silence often leads to more favorable results in high-stakes situations. The impact of silence on our nervous system is particularly noteworthy. Regular exposure to silence helps strengthen the parasympathetic nervous system, responsible for rest, recovery, and cellular repair. This strengthening results in improved emotional regulation, better stress management, and enhanced resilience, all crucial components of personal power and influence. Cognitive research has demonstrated that silence enhances our attention span and focus. In a world of constant digital stimulation, periods of silence allow our brain to reset its attention mechanisms, leading to sharper cognitive performance and better decision-making abilities. This improved mental clarity directly translates into more effective leadership and personal influence.
The relationship between silence and creativity has also been scientifically validated. Studies show that silence activates brain regions associated with imagination and innovative thinking. This enhanced creative capacity enables us to develop unique solutions and perspectives, further strengthening our ability to influence and lead others.
Recent neuroscientific research has revealed that silence helps strengthen neural connections related to empathy and emotional intelligence. This strengthening occurs because silence creates the mental space necessary to process social cues and emotional information more effectively. The result is enhanced interpersonal awareness and more impactful relationships, both crucial elements of personal power. Understanding these scientific foundations helps us appreciate why silence truly makes us more powerful. It's not merely about the absence of noise. It's about the profound physiological and psychological changes that occur during periods of silence. These changes create the optimal conditions for exercising influence, making wise decisions, and maintaining personal authority in all aspects of life.